Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout. Now today, let me just say I don't think I'll be using this heart because I want to scrap about something that I have a fear of that is almost unreasonable because I've gone many places that I will not go in the water because I'm just so afraid. And now because of technology and stuff, I don't know if you guys heard of this website. It's called Ocean Search, but it's OCEARSH.com. They put trackers on sharks and then they pop up. Like when they surface, they can kind of track them where they are. Anyway, this guy here, his name is Brunswick. And if you don't know, I live in New Brunswick. He wasn't tagged in New Brunswick. He was tagged in Brunswick, Georgia. And so they called him Brunswick. And ever since that he's been tagged Brunswick, he keeps popping up around New Brunswick. Like the last time he was clocked or tracked, it was on July 20th. So like a couple weeks ago at 4:22 a.m. And I live down here. This is my province here, but he was close to a place called Lamec, which is in the peninsula. A week before, I think it was like the 14th, he was tracked here in Kushibukwak, which is about 40 minutes from where I live. And then last summer, he was tracked around St. Martin's. This weekend, we're going to St. Andrews. Well, St. Martin's is sort of on the way to St. Andrews. Like you don't have to drive by it, but you can take the turn off to go to it. So he was like St. Martin's going up to Fundy. And anyway, way too close. And if I could zoom in and show you how close he is to the shore, it's insane. And then I took this picture here because you can kind of, ask for like the tracker, like show his trajectory, like where he went and everything. These babies can do a lot of mileage. So anyway, his name is Brunswick. He's a white shark. He's a male. He's 8 foot 9 inches and he weighs 431 pounds. Ugh. Anyway. And, growing up and stuff, people were like, oh, sharks don't come where we are, and blah, blah, blah. And like I said, there's him. There's Teaser, I think, the other guy that came really close to New Brunswick. And then there's Betsy, who weighs 1,500 pounds. And she was really close to Nova Scotia, which is like New Brunswick. And this paper I thought was perfect because it has, map paper. And we're right there, and I live right there, and she was right there off the coast of Nova Scotia, and she weighs 1,500 pounds. So it's like, I want to somehow cut this out and then put a little arrow pointing, of how close he came. Ugh. Now, he hasn't resurfaced or whatever, or last time I checked, I printed those photos last night. Did I check last night? Or the day before? I'm always checking. And that's the last that, he's kind of registered or whatever. Oh, like I said, crazy fear or not. A lot of people, say, oh, you're less likely to get attacked by a shark than you are to get hit by a car. Okay, well, a car can basically see it coming, right? The shark, if you're in the water, you can't see it coming. They're sneaky. They'll go underneath you. So, while I'm doing this page, I'll tell you of some places that I went to, throughout my life, and I was like, no way, no how am I getting in this water. So the first time that I went, sort of a tropical vacation. I was 18 and I went with my university, and my trimmer is still in my trailer. I went yesterday again in my trailer to get some stuff, and nope, totally forgot. It's because it's put away, right? So I didn't see it. That's okay. I'll use my Caterpillar Pro. And just by cutting that, I'm like, ooh, that cut smooth. Like, I didn't feel any resistance. I mean, I love my Caterpillar crop, but I've had it. Oh man, it cuts like butter. So what I might do, because this takes so much room, I might cut my stuff off camera. And I've made a spot here next to me. I just want to show you exactly what I'm using, but I might cut stuff off camera. So I like this paper. This is by Chamel, and I thought, ooh, see, this is the branding strip, but I think I might keep it and just cut 1/2 inch on this side, and then I'll have this as another, you know, I'll have some red on this side and some red on that side. Now, I like the way it's all sectioned off, because I might, you know, do something, you know, like Brunswick the shark, or or maybe right here if I put it this way, Brunswick the shark. I don't know. You know, or something about, you know, unrealistic fear, or, you know, is it granted, you know? So I could put it this way. This is upside down, but, or and this way. So I could make it so it's vertical like this, or I can make it so that I put it this way. I'm not really sure, but one thing I'm sure of is I want to keep this. So I'm just going to cut 1/2 inch off on that side. Basically, I'm going to put it on my trimmer and put it at the 12-inch mark. And then I just cut that off. So basically, it's like I cut the branding strip, but just on that side because I wanted to keep the branding strip. Now I just got to decide if I want to go up and down like this, or if I want to go side to side. So I'll keep thinking on that. And because I'm not sure of what I want to do, I know I want to cut this out so I can put that somewhere. So I'm going to fussy, you know, cut around. I'm going to cut bigger than what I need. And then I can always cut away. But if I cut it too small right from the beginning, then, you know, I'm more limited. So I cut it way bigger than I need. I need just this right here. So I could cut it off here and cut it off here, but I'm not sure yet. I think that's too big. So how about if I cut this part off to start with? I don't want to accidentally chop it off either. That doesn't look cut very well. Yeah, it's pretty crooked. That's one way to tell. Like, you put your paper together and then you can tell, like, that is crooked. Okay, so I'm going to put it on, and I put it on the opposite side. Like, I didn't put on this side because my province is awfully close to the edge there, so I cut it on this side. And I can also put it up against the paper, and this side is pretty straight, so I don't have to worry about that. I have this paper here too. This is by Jelly Bean. I can maybe put that like that, and then kind of put a little arrow there. So I don't know, I still don't know if I want to do this. I think I'm going to put it up and down because I seem to have more room. Because when I do this, then I feel like I can't. Maybe I can put it up there. I was going to say, I feel like I can't put it up there because it's kind of divided, but if I put it like that, it's still okay. I like it this way because then I can do, if I want to, I can do my journaling. And what I like is I can do my title here. So I do like that aspect. Still not sold on it though. Like this love and that, totally, you know, not going to use that. The boat, I'm going to keep that because some people, like fishermen and stuff, have reported that they've seen, you know, sharks close to the shore. A few summers ago, my husband went canoeing, and it was like a weekend trip. And they started, it's called a place called, where did they start? Blackville? And then they went to Miramichi, which is about an hour and a half from here. And then just weeks after, where they were canoeing, they spotted a shark in there. It was like, oh. If I was in any kind of boat or canoe, especially a canoe, like something really small, and a shark would come up, I wouldn't have to worry about it attacking us because I would die before it. Like literally, I think my heart would stop right there. Like that's how afraid I am. So I like this little globe. Maybe I can, I did grab some of my grid paper, and then, so maybe I can do my journaling on that. You guys are going to be so proud of me. All the layouts I've done this week, I've done the journaling right away. So, and they're already in an album, all 3 layouts. And I plan on doing this with this today too. I plan on journaling on it right away. Okay. So maybe if I put that there, and then it'll give me a little spot to put the arrow right there. And then this photo here, which is still upside down, I'm going to use this pattern paper. Like, let's cut that out. So some of the embellishments for this will not go, but there was so many that did, like the map. And, you know, I'm just saying, I can use the bird because it's kind of outside stuff. I can use the butterfly. You know, beautiful. I don't know. They call him the beloved Brunswick. Like people are like all excited that he's around New Brunswick. I can honestly say I don't share their excitement. Okay, so I started talking about saying that, you know, the trips that I've done. So when I was 18, we went with my university, with my class. I was in social, what is this? Political science, sorry. And so my class, or my group at university, because it wasn't really my class there, that was my first year, and the only 2 first year was myself and my friend. I think the first week of university, I went downstairs to do my laundry, and I met this girl, and she asked me, you know, what I was taking, and I said political science. She's like, what? Me too, because it's not a popular course, I can tell you that. And then she told me about this trip to Cuba that they were taking after Christmas. And she said, you know, there's hardly going to be any first grade because usually first year, not first grade, first year, they're not involved in a lot of stuff. So, you know, they don't hear about the stuff. And she said, why don't you apply for, like the president or whatever of your year. And she said, nobody's going to apply for it. So you're pretty much guaranteed to get it. And because, again, first year don't get involved as much. I think I'm going to do this, and then I can put that right on there. Isn't that cute? So let's try. So I did. And then I met this guy who became one of my best friends at university. Even when I changed my major, we remained friends. He didn't change his major, but I changed my major. We remained friends. We hung out for, you know, my whole university career. And so I told him about it. And he applied for, like, I can't remember, secretary or something. And he got it because, again, and the only way that a first year could go, because there was 17 of us that went. There was 3 that were teachers, and then 14 students. There was 2 in the first year, and 2, so that's 12 that were graduating. So anyway, all that to say, we were in Cuba. Our bus broke down, and when we went from the airport to our resort, our bus broke down, so we got stuck on the side of the road for hours and hours. So we ended up getting at the hotel, or our resort, because it was houses that we were staying in. There was 3 girls, by the way, and 9 guys, and the 3 teachers were all men. So it was like 14 boys and 3 girls. So the 3 girls, we all stayed in the same house. Like, we had a different house than the guys. And we were all in one room. And so anyway, the first night we get there, they decide, you know, it's quite late. They said, your guide has already gone home, so he'll talk to you in the morning. And here's your keys for your rooms or whatever. And they decide that they're going to go swimming. So, because our houses were, like, basically on the beach. Like, you could hear the waves from where we were. So anyway, they're all jumping in the water, and I'm like, no. Like, no, sharks. And they were like, oh, don't be silly. Come on, you know, like, and there's no way. Now, there's this one guy, he just stayed on the side of the beach. He says, I feel bad because you're not going in. I'm like, don't feel bad. You go in. Like, but he said, nah, I'm okay just to sit here and chat with you while they're all playing in the water. So anyway, the next day, our guide comes and talks to us after breakfast. And, you know, he gives us all the ins and outs and, you know, like, you know, to stay together. And, you know, you're in a different country. And we were political science students. So we were watched a lot because I don't know if they were afraid that we were there to create some kind of upheaval, or I'm not sure. But anyway, we were watched a lot, like, you know, army or men with guns were walking by our establishment where we slept all the time. There was always someone on our street. And I mean, we were just there it was a vacation, right? And so anyway, he was just kind of giving us the ins and outs and all that. And then he was like, you know, it was almost the end. And then he's like, oh, yes, one last thing. Don't go in the water at night. And we thought it was kind of odd the night before. Yes, it was like maybe 9 or 10 o'clock or whatever it was. Maybe a little later. And there was nobody in the water, but we're like, okay, maybe they're just, you know, whatever. He's like, don't go in the water at night. Those sharks like to come close to the water. And they all look at me and they think that I put him up to this. And I'm like, because I went, ha, ha, ha. I told you. And they thought that I had put him up to that. And I was like, no. So anyway, that was vacation number one, I never did go in the water. I walked along the beach all the time. I've been to Florida and I never went in the water. I was in Bermuda and the water is beautiful there. Same thing, you know, my husband had won through work this 4-day luxury vacation in Bermuda. And then they take us on this big, beautiful sailboat. And everybody's jumping off. It's like a little alcove or whatever. And everybody's jumping off the boat. And they were like, come on, Nicole, jump. And I was like, no, I'm not going in that water. And they were like, oh my goodness, like the whole island is protected by coral. Like, you're fine. I was like, no, I'm not going in. So I never did. I was the only one. There was like, you know, quite a few people, 50. I think we had 2 or 3 sailboats, which had about between 40 and 50 people on each sailboat. They were all in the water. I was the only one that didn't go in the water. And the next day, we go on this guided tour. And so our tour guide, it was like in a taxi. We're just driving around, you know, the island. He was telling us about the island and everything, you know. And so anyway, we go by this house, cottage. And, you know, I can't remember which political figure it was. It was a political figure from another country that had bought a piece of land. And he's like, he wanted to get his boat to his house. So he blew up the coral to get his boat in, which is highly illegal to do. But he did it. He said he just decided he was going to pay the fine. And that way he could bring his boat to his house. And he said, unfortunately, that is like, it opened the door to now, like, sharks can come in. And I was like, I told you guys. So, you know, even though it's like, I'm still, you know, sort of warranted in my fear, you know, they'll find a way in. They'll find a way in. So, and so I've been to Bermuda. There, I have to say, the last day we were flying out that day, and my husband's like, okay, come on, you gotta at least go knee deep in the water. So I did go knee deep. I didn't go very far, and I could see, you know, everywhere. And even the whole time, like, my heart was just a pounding. Like, it's truly a fear that I have. So that was trip number 2. And just last year, I was at the Caribbeans, you know, like I was in Aruba, Curacao, St. Martin, St. Thomas. No water for me. I went in the pool. In San Juan, but I think I felt pretty safe in there. But even, I'm not a water person, so even me going in a pool is something. But even, we have beautiful beaches. No beach for me. Now, I have to say, I didn't let my fear sort of hinder my kids. Like, I did let them, because I didn't want them to develop the same kind of fears that I had. So they go swimming and stuff. I'm just, nope. So afraid. It's just, it's bad. And then people always laugh at me and they're like, well, why are you, you know, checking out? Because I need to know. Like, I need to know where he is. And like I said, these are the ones that are tracked, that have trackers. How many is there that have no trackers? That's what I'm saying. How many out there have no trackers that are close to our area? No, not going to happen. And you know what? It's not as if like love water. And even like we went tubing the other day, and this was in a river, right? In a river. And my eyes are still on sort of on the horizon all the time, scanning. And that has to do with, movies and stuff, like bull sharks will, end up down in a river somewhere. Ugh. So, and bull sharks are even more vicious than great whites. They'll attack like even faster than a great white. So it's like, yep. So I thought, you know what, this is a pretty big thing for me. Like I've been a lot of places and I will not go in the water. So I need to make a page about this, right? Like it needs to be in my scrapbooks because it is something that's pretty big for me. I think I'm going to go behind the viewfinder. Okay. Again, I don't think I want to put the heart out of habit. Kind of grab the heart, but I think I'll just do like the butterfly maybe, or maybe that, that camera, because I have a circle, extra circle here, extra circle there. Yeah, I'm just saying. I might, trust me, you're lovely. That's not gonna be on here anywhere. I might cut up those little cameras and put them on the other two embellishment clusters. And I had taken out these to use. But I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I kind of like the blue on the red. So I just want to clarify. I talked a few times about putting this through my brother's Scan and Cut, and everybody was like, no, you don't want to do that because then you'll end up with, letters everywhere. And I'm pretty sure I showed it in one of my videos, what it looks like. I tried to find the sheets that I've already cut out, but it doesn't cut all the way through. There's a function on there that it's called Kiss Cut. So it only cuts the top part. So then you're able to peel this off, and it's just the top part. So then it stays on the sheet, and then you can just peel it off. So it's a sticker. It turns it into a sticker. So that's what I mean when I say I'm going to cut these, which I need to do. I just haven't had the chance. I'm in the middle of getting a lot of stuff kind of done. Talking about done. I didn't have a chance to work on my craft room again yesterday. By the time I finished for the day, it was 5 o'clock. By the time I finished everything that I wanted to do today, actually right now, I have another video uploading. It's what I read. And I decided that I'm just going to upload, I'm just going to do like my 12 by 12 album. And I think, this is empty. The one that I did last time was in my smaller album, like my planner. and it was for March. So when I went to look to where I was next for my bigger album, it was still March. So it's sort of a repeat, but I wanted to show you that whole album because that's the one I'm going to keep showing on YouTube. I think my planner one I'll just do on my own here. So last night, another thing I did after supper, after we went for a walk, I printed all the pictures again, but in the smaller size. And that's what I use. This size is what I use in my planner. The Bookworm Life Planner. So when because this was in my trailer, because I was working on it while we were away. So that's when I saw, oh, I already did this. But that's okay. So next I'll do the April. I think I'll do probably all the ones that are in my bigger album first, and then I'll kind of do that after, later. Maybe, when I want to do extra things. I want to do it though before the year is done, because I know if I don't, it's not going to get done. And I want to get that album done too. Like I don't want just the big one. I want the little one, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to order it again for next year. And then I'll do the same thing. And I'm not going to throw those planners out at the end of the year. I'm going to keep them somewhere. So that'll sort of be my little mini album. I don't even know. Maybe up here. That'll be my mini album. And then I think what I might do is move, because I did 6x8 albums for the last 2 years, and I might move them all in that 12x12, because they're all Project Life cards. So I just got to take them out and put them in the album. And then what I like is 1 month is a whole page. So I don't have to, keep flipping. I can fit up to, I think, 12 books, and probably more if I read more, which probably not going to happen. It seems that I'm reading less and less every month. But I could do more if I printed my photos smaller, I guess. If there's ever 1 month that I read like 14 books, which I can't see happening. I'm having a hard time. January, February, March, in April, I think I read almost 10 books every month. But May, June, July, down to 7 books, which is okay. Like my husband said, this summer, it's been super busy for us, so. And before I was reading during the day, like I would take breaks and read. In the last little bit, I'm not reading in the day at all. I'm just reading at night, and I don't even read that much at night. I might read maybe 50 pages instead of like 150 a day. So that's the reason that sort of the number of pages went down. Hoping, which I say that, but I can't see it this weekend. I was going to say I'm hoping this weekend I'll be able to read, but I think my oldest daughter's coming where we're camping this weekend. So like I said, they don't all come at the same time, but it's like they're all adults, and they all have jobs, and so they only can come at a certain time. It would be awesome if all of them could come all at once, but it's not happening that way. So we'll take them however we can. So oh, that was staying all together, and I thought it was glued down, but it wasn't. So as soon as I'm done this page, and this page will be for, I'm doing really good. I got quite a few pages done here. This page will be for Monday. I already have the page done for tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, I got the page done for tomorrow. I just got to edit and put it up tomorrow morning. I have a video going up right now, which is, oh, no, that won't do. That won't do. That won't do. Ah, come on. Oh, okay. We got to move that in a little bit because we can't have this, because that's where I want to put my title. So we got to move that in. Maybe cut this down a little bit. So yes, I'm uploading a video right now while kind of doing double duty right now, right? I'm making a page and I'm uploading a page. I got it ready yesterday. I did the voiceover because that one was one that I had to do a voiceover. Whew, I have, I don't know, lost my touch, I guess, to do the videos with the books, because it took me 2 hours to get that one done. 2 hours. Okay, I'm going to put, I don't know where I want to put that little guy. I think right there. Yeah. And then this guy I'll put right here. Yeah, 2 hours that it took me to get, you know, for 10 books. 2 hours. Which is, I mean, at least it's done now. Okay, so all those, my favorite, right now, you know, there's a lot of that I can't use here, but that's okay. I think I'm going to use the star because he is kind of the star right now because, you know, his name is Brunswick and he's like around New Brunswick all the time. So everybody treats him like he's some kind of star or something. And so I might use the stars. Okay, so Brunswick. So it's still early right now. I tried to come upstairs fairly early because it gets so warm in here. I don't think we've had a warm summer like this in a long time. Okay, let me, I should know how to spell Brunswick, right? It's my province. Brunswick. Okay. Yeah, we haven't had a warm summer like this in a long time, which I'm not complaining. Just, we haven't gone walking because usually we'd go walk on my husband's lunch hour. It's too hot. It's like, you know, 100 degrees. We're gonna pass out from the heat. But yesterday we went at night. The downfall with that, which I guess for a while we were doing at lunch about 3 kilometers, and then at night we'd do it 4, so then it would give us 7 kilometers in a day. But now we only do the 4. Brunswick, the shark. Okay, where's the H? Oops. Where'd that go? Okay. Go to the E. Another S. I'll take the S from down here. It's easier. And then the H. And then the A. At first I was like, why would my son not put the A first? But that's where the extra letters, he's so OCD about that kind of stuff. It just kind of, I was like, for a second I was like, what? But yeah, he did put them in order. And K. Okay. And like I said, this takes a little bit longer to do it this way, like to cut them all apart. But to me, you know, a sheet of alphas is what, $4? $4 to $6, depending, you know, how many we'll say, or how big, or whatever, or even the manufacturer. And then once you've used all your R's or all your A's, that sheet is pretty much useless. So what I like with this is that I can just say, I can just go to my computer and go, okay, print again. I can print it on cardstock. So then it's like, you know, 50 cents for the cardstock to print it. Or if you want, you can print it on sticker sheet, which I think it's still 50 cents because I got, let me see, it's less than 50 cents for the cardstock. I think it's like 25 cents because I get 40 sheets for $17. Yeah. So however much that is, 35 cents or whatever. And then the sticker sheets is about 50 cents each, depending on how much you pay for it. Like if you keep looking for sales and stuff. But the thing is, you can just keep printing them over and over again. And same thing with the viewfinders, the labels. Okay. And the reason, you know, we kind of started doing these is because I found it. I like to use stuff that is, you know, either circular or squares or rectangles or tags to do my embellishment foundations. I find that it just really builds your clusters really well. And so that's why we started with that, with the viewfinders and then the labels. And then we kind of went from there. We, you know, then we did some arrows, which this week there's a new set of arrows. Oh, and I had a question too. I'll just take the arrows out. They said, someone said, well, can't you just, aren't they symmetric? Can't you just flip them over? Yes, all those you can. The ones that I was talking about that you can't flip over are the ones with words. So if I flip these over, the arrow's going right, but the words are upside down. So the new release are of words and they are going in both directions. I don't know where they are right now. I printed the whole new release because that's the next video I'm doing. I'm doing the video on the next release. I did print some on some vellum, and they all turned out okay, except for the dark brown. The dark brown, I'm going to try it again, but the dark brown, like, what is up with that? But anyway, all the other ones turned out really good. But again, here, the brown. So I don't know what it is, but the other ones, so you see how, you know, we have journey going this way, and then we have journey going that way. So, and then he just kind of swapped the colors a little bit so that you'd get different colors for all the different words and stuff. So these words are all down here again. And then we have them per color. We just like to have a variety. So if you want to try them out, you can get the variety. Like this one is called Cozy Cafe. But that's what I meant, that we're not able to flip, because then the words would be upside down. But all these other ones, absolutely. You know, it doesn't matter the direction. You can just point them in the direction that you need. Okay. So I just remembered that someone had mentioned that. So that's what I meant, that, you know, I can't flip them over. So Brunswick, the shock. And I know they say, oh, he's just a little one. I don't want something 400 pounds. Oh, I guess I did 2Ks. Brunswick. Oh, I need 2Ks. Hello. The shark. Yeah, I know he's small in comparison to some other sharks, but I would not want to meet him in the water. Nope. Nope, nope. Brunswick the shark. So after I'm done this, I don't know if I want to jump into another video right away, or if I want to go put the dishes away out of the dishwasher. I find once I go downstairs, it's hard to come back upstairs. Like, it really is. Because then I always find so much stuff to do downstairs. I've had to just say, nope, I have to go upstairs right away. And then I can do my other stuff later. I have a bunch of stuff on the computer I have to do. So I have to do that probably this afternoon, because we're leaving again tomorrow. So I have to do my computer work today. Because one thing I've noticed, the campgrounds, they're not very good on the Wi-Fi side. Actually, the last time we were camping, I got a notice saying, you're at $50 extra on your plan. So we're cutting off your Wi-Fi. And if you want, you know, you have to click here because you're at your limit. And I'm like, oops. So I think what I'll do, we have movies though, but I think what I'll do is I'll download a couple episodes of whatever, a couple movies on Netflix on my iPad, and then I'll get the next book. I'll get a couple audiobooks to make sure that I have audiobooks to listen to, because I'll probably bring, at this point, I'm not going to take my cutter back out of the trailer. I'm just going to leave it there because I didn't get all the flares done last weekend. Because after a while, I was just like, okay, this is really hard on the arm because you have to keep, and it's really hard on the back. So I was like, I'm kind of done right now. Okay, let me turn this like that. And I'll decide where I want my title to end. I love it when there's like a strip like that and it kind of gives you a spot for your journaling. Oh, and today too, I'm working on Scrapathon. I got to put quite a few hours on that too. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up early and I'm going to work on Scrapathon again. That's why I'm doing all these videos. I like that. All these videos for YouTube all at once. But that's still only going to bring me till Monday. But I think I'm going to do April too today for like what I read. So Monday I'll have this layout. Tuesday I'll have what I read. So I still have to do another layout for Wednesday and one for Friday. Another thing I want to do a video on is someone, that was a few months ago, but I need to go and take a picture of it. It's the top 100 scrapbook channels on YouTube, and I'm number 9. I was like, what? So I want to do like that. That is pretty cool. So I want to take a picture of that and do a page about that because that's pretty cool. So that's another thing I want to do. Sort of like recent layouts, right? Like this happened July 20th. He was at the tip of our province. And then July 14th, he was like, 40 minutes from where I am. And my daughter, he was spotted on the 14th in Kushibukwak, Buktush, which is like maybe 20 minutes from there. Her and Mason had gone swimming like the day before. So was he there the day before? Like, ugh. She was freaking out. I have to say she's afraid of sharks too, almost to the point of like me, but she goes in the water. See, I'm like one step above her. I won't go in the water, like even at the beach here. No. Plus, I like just things around my legs like jellyfish or no. Like even little crabs. No. I just don't want anything around me. So even if I lived somewhere, like let's say Bermuda or Aruba or, somewhere really beautiful that the water's really nice, there is no way that I would ever go in the water. So it's probably why I was born here. I mean, I'm not far from the water, but everything I like the most is on land. On land. I have to say, I'm kind of afraid of bears too. Like I won't camp like just in a tent and like walk in a trail and then like rough camp. No. And the other day, beginning of July, I guess, when we were going camping, we were driving and I'm like, oh, there's a moose. It was on the side of the road. And then we drive and I'm like, no, that's a bear. And he had just put his head right in like a tree trunk that was just full of bees. So his like head was just covered in bees swarming around him. And I was like, oh, if I'm going to see a bear though, this is where I want to see him. Not when we're hiking. And I remember when we went hiking Mount Washington, they have, when you check in your campsite, they give you a little sheet on what to do if you encounter a bear. Really? So, and then when you're climbing the mountain, they have bear traps, or not traps, but wires. So every time a bear hits it, it goes pow. And then the hope is that it'll scare the bear and it'll go the other way and not towards where the hikers are. Well, we heard those going off all day. I was like, oh my gosh. And my son, he liked going ahead. And I was like, don't go too far ahead, because then you're by yourself. You're like a sitting target for bears. So I'm not too fond of bears either. Okay. Brunswick the shark. I think I'm going to put the today there. And I like that true story. And maybe put that globe with it. I kind of like it up here, because then it kind of hugs that title or that word, true story. Here I'll talk about Brunswick the shark, and you know, where he was given his name and all this stuff. And then here I'll talk about how I am totally petrified of sharks. So yeah, I was kind of last night kind of thinking about, you know, what pictures I could do. And then I thought, oh yeah, the other day I went and kind of took snapshots of all, you know, where Brunswick was and stuff. So let's do that right away. And that way I don't know if I want to attach it. No. As soon as I put it close, I was like, no. Oh no. No, I'm going to put it right there. Enough with the moving around, Nicole. I'm just going to put it right there, and then I'm going to put that right here, the today. And, you know, I'm going to make this so it's like July 2020, because that's where he was, like July 20th, 2020. That's where they tagged him. So today, that's where they tagged him on that day. Oh, there's a lot of inners in that to take away. Oh, I have one more. Okay. To me, this looks crooked. It's a little crooked. I don't know what's going on with my eyes lately, but man, I have a hard time making stuff straight. There, just need it to be tilted down a little bit. I don't think I want to use this heart. I think I like the globe. Now, I said I wanted to put some stars instead of or with some enamel dots, because I don't think I have enough star. Yes, Brunswick the star, because that's how people are talking about him. The beloved Brunswick. So I guess I could put little hearts, because I could talk about how people are saying that he's beloved. Just not by me. So I guess, am I going to put a little heart there? Oh, I'm going to put a little heart. And then I can put, wow. I just saw, the reason I stopped talking is I just saw this truck go by and it looked like our truck. And I was like, did someone just take our truck from our driveway? But it didn't have, we have like a gray strip on the bottom. It didn't have that, so. It went up again. Okay, I'm gonna need to do some serious gluing here. There we go. So that should stay now. Oh, I glued the heart there so I could glue down my paper. No. Wow, that is down on that pretty good. I don't think I want to put a heart. I got a heart here. That circle. I think I'm just going to put 2 in each. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now I just got to find in my stuff here a little arrow, like maybe a red arrow so that it stands out. Let's find the reds. I was going to say, I hope I printed the reds because I don't necessarily print everything every week because I was going through, I'm running out of cardstock again. I had to order 3 packages, so another 120 sheets last night. So I got to pick that up tomorrow so that I have papers for next week's digital print files. Okay. I'm going to put that right like that. Oh, I like that. It kind of sticks out just a little bit. I like the size of the arrow, kind of fits. That, I'm going to put that right like that. So it points at the map. And then I think I'm going to, should I try? Oh, that butterfly's not glued down properly anyway. I should put a couple more of the arrows in other clusters. So I'm gonna keep it consistent and grab some of these arrows. And I think after that, the page is going to be done. So that was a fun page to make, and it was kind of fun to reminisce all my crazy antics about sharks. But it's funny that every time that I was like, I'm not, no way, I'm not doing that. Oh, and even when we went to Cuba, they went snorkeling. I'm like, no. And I was so impressed with myself because if we could have went on our vacation in March, we had booked swim with the dolphins. But I have to say, I checked and it was like, basically, it was like a place like that was enclosed. Like, it wasn't just in the ocean. I did check. But there was another one like swim with the turtles. And I was like, I'm not going in the water. I'm like, you can do it. I'll just stay on the side of the beach, or I'll stay on the ship that day. You can go. I'm not doing that. We had done like, we had paid for a hike in the rainforest, like that I would have loved. We were thinking about doing zip lining. You know, I think I'm quite adventurous, but when it comes to these guys and water, I have this fear of water. Okay. Oh, where did that little fella go? So let's see. Okay. I think I'm just going to glue these down. And then we're going to call it good. Like I said, I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do what I read in April before I go downstairs. Then I'll go downstairs and do... Oh, I got to figure out what we're going to have for supper. I think that's... I don't mind cooking meals. Like, I don't mind. I just hate trying to figure out what to eat. What am I going to make to eat? Once I decide, it's like, okay, you know, then I can get it done fairly easy. Okay. Yay. That is that. I'm going to put the ink that I used today was Faded Jeans to ink the edges. Okay, so Brunswick the shark. I have a little bit of embellishments left, but that's okay. I'm just going to take this. I'm going to put that right in there. And, you know, someday, probably this week, because I'm kind of in the middle of well, not this week because I'm leaving tomorrow, but maybe early next week, I can divide that by color and then put them in my containers. And then they're divided by color again. And then they're ready to be put in another page kit. And maybe next time they'll make it on the page, you know, but at least I had the options today of what I wanted to use. But that's it. That's going to complete this layout. I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm going to do the journaling right away. I really like that little arrow that points to where he was. But that's going to complete this layout. If you enjoy these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, that helps my channel tremendously. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And also leave me a comment. We can chat in the comments down below.